thing.
If you want to start, I have a question about your band name. Your band name is Skywalker, in reference to Star Wars, I think. Uh,
Yep.
but don't you think that maybe choosing that name might be quite difficult for searching for your own music in
Yeah.
internet? I was trying to search for more of your music and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, that's a good question. It has been a struggle, obviously. So your best bet is always going for something like Skywalker Band or Skywalker whatever, metalcore or something like that. But we started this band about 10 years ago when we were, pretty young kids, fresh out of high school. So I think at the time we didn't really think about it too much. We just wanted something that sounded powerful,
Yeah.
that sounded good, because I like the sound of the word. And it also looks good when you write it down. So it had this kind of strength, force behind it. Force,
Yeah.
uh, pun not intended. But yeah, obviously throughout the years we realized, hey, that's not a very Google friendly word.
Yeah.
So your best bet is probably going to Spotify straight away and just not skip the whole Google thing, and then you're going to find loads of music, obviously. So yeah, or just like we're competing with this song Way Down, so maybe you just want to Google Skywalker Way Down, and then I'm sure you're gonna find what you're looking for.
Yeah, that was my next question. Way down is your song for this year pre-selection in the Czech Republic. Was there your only song, or have you written more songs and finally you have chosen that because it was the best one for trying to
Well,
represent?
yeah. Well, we didn't write anything for Eurovision. We didn't want to write anything for that. And also, and that was pretty cool. The people from the Czech Eurovision team told us not to do it. They gave us specific instructions where they said, "Don't write a song for Eurovision." So, like, if you have some new material that you like,
Hmm.
go for that, or keep on writing music and just choose something, but don't write it for the contest, because if you do, that's probably going to be bad.
Yeah.
So it was pretty natural, and we I think we narrowed it down to about three songs that we had just kind of finished writing. We had some studio/demo versions of them, and we thought that Way Down was actually probably the best at the time, and we were really excited about it, so we just decided to go for that one. And everybody over at the Czech Eurovision team or committee or whatever you call them, everybody was really excited about that one, so
Hmm.
we were pretty happy.
And I wanted to know if this is your first time trying to represent your own country in Eurovision, or if you have ever tried before to do it.
Yeah, it is definitely the first time. We, honestly speaking, we never really thought about it before. We come from a scene, where contests are typically not anyone's favorite,
Yeah.
even though I have been aware of Eurovision for a while. And I, honestly speaking, I always thought it was different from all the superstar talent, whatever,
Yeah.
contests where I feel like they're more like trying to generate a pop star. Whereas here I thought they're looking at, all kinds of different genres, and just kind of looking at interesting and honest, authentic artists. So that's why it seemed like a good idea to me, but we never really thought about it before. And then one day I just got this message. It was like, would you guys maybe want to try it? Would you consider it? And we thought, sure, it sounds like a great venture. Why not? So it's the first time, definitely.
Yeah, you have talked right now about music genres and other artists. As a band, do you have any references or any bands or artists that it might be your musical references?
We're all four of us are from exactly the same generation, and we come from the same place pretty much. So our number one band has always been Blink 182, and it still is. Ever since we were kids, and
Yeah.
that hasn't changed. I guess in the new song you can very much hear the influence of that. But if you look at our back catalog, we typically, I guess, do heavier stuff. So there's been a lot of metal, a lot of hardcore music. Um, we enjoy bands like Parkway Drive from Australia.
Yeah.
but also bands like Sum 41. It's always been kind of oscillating somewhere between like modern metal and punk rock music. We
Yeah.
love new metal. We love Korn, Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park,
Mhm.
Deftones, all this kind of like inventive, interesting rock music. Yeah.
And in terms of Eurovision, do you have any references?
I don't know if we have any references in terms of like being inspired
Hmm.
by anyone's sound, really. But
Yeah.
we thought about it and spoke about it to a few people before, and we always go back to Lordi because we
Oh,
thought back in the day, what, like 15 years ago or something, or 14 years ago,
yeah,
it was really,
2007.
yeah, maybe seven yeah,
I
I
don't
think
remember the year exactly right now.
something like that.
Hmm.
We were in high school, and at the time, obviously, pop was huge. There was some rock music here and there on TV, but then all of a sudden, this kind of exploded,
Hmm.
and we just like, wow, that's not what you would normally expect. These guys making this, this cool and also kind of funny music. So I guess we would look at them in terms of like, this is what you can do in Eurovision, and that's really pretty cool.
Well, if you are finally selected to go to Eurovision, what kind of act or do you want to make? What kind of show do you want to give there in
Yeah,
Spain?
that's a good question. Even for the live performance that we did for the national round, we didn't really think about it too much because we are very experienced in terms of performing live. We're a touring band predominantly, so we've been, for many years we've been just touring all around Europe constantly, uh, Asia, crazy
Yeah.
places, and we're very confident in the live show. For us, it's not really about perfection. It's not really about being the best singer or the best this, best that. It's more about like going out there and just rocking out with as much energy as we can possibly do. And what I love about my band is the fact that we're pretty much the same people off stage as we are on stage. So what you see is what you get. So authenticity, just bigger, bigger, bigger. That's what we do. So to us, it doesn't really matter if we're playing on the floor in some small club or if we're playing the main stage at a huge festival. We always kind of go, full steam, 100%. So if if the Eurovision thing were to happen, we would just go big with the energy, go big with the authenticity, and just show people that this is who we are and this is what we do and this is how it kind of shines and explodes.
Mhm. Yeah, that sounds amazing. And if you are chosen, in which way do you think that you can make a difference in order to be remembered at the festival?
Yeah, I think you're not probably not going to hear much music that's louder. You're
Hmm.
probably not going to hear much stuff that's more energetic in there and wild, and you're probably not going to see people sweat as much as I do. So yeah, I don't, it may be weird, but I don't think about it very seriously. I just think about it more like this is such a cool thing and such an exciting experience that
Yeah.
you just want to be natural about it. And I feel like maybe a lot of people want to kind of work it out, have it everything like prepared and ready for every single eventuality, which makes perfect sense. But at the same time, I'm thinking if you see Skywalker there, you're going to see a bunch of guys that are having the time of their lives, and just doing it big. So
Hmm.
I think that can be pretty unique. People put on a lot of faces, and we're trying to take all these masks off. I'm not talking about the face mask, obviously, but
Yeah.
taking all these like weird masks that we all wear and just like just be really honest about everything that we do.
Hmm.
Vulnerable if need be, but really honest.
Okay, and if you are not selected to represent your own country at Eurovision, what kind of plans do you have for the future? Maybe an album, any other single, or what kind of plan?
Definitely, we have plenty of plans. So we released an album earlier this year called Late Eternity, which is we're still kind of riding that wave. We right before Eurovision, we actually came to the shooting from a European tour that we were doing in support of that record. Now, Way Down is obviously a song for Eurovision, but also the first single in the next step, next cycle. So we want to just go for a few more singles next year, throughout the year, and then do either an album or an EP, but definitely in more extensive, like a longer body, bigger body of music. We always have a plan ready, and we'll see what happens with COVID also because
Yeah.
we're, as I said before, we're a touring band. We need to get out there and play shows. But so there have been, a number of different plans, but a lot of it is probably going to change or get postponed. Who knows what happens? But the moment we get the opportunity and finally happens, we're going to jump right back on stage and just play live, because that's where we truly shine, I believe.
Finally, I'm going to ask you a little bit difficult question. This year's 7 songs are amazing in Czech Republic, but if you have to choose one song that is not yours, what other song would you choose to represent maybe Czech Republic or your favorite song?
Without thinking about it too much, I'll just say Annabelle.
Like I'm running out of freaking time. Nothing to say until it feels right, yeah.
Because it's a fresh punk rock song. You could say pop punk song. It reminds me a lot of Avril Lavigne, who I always listened to a lot, especially in high school. She was like the cool female version of Blink to me.
Yeah.
So just hearing that sound again, and because I've never stopped listening to punk rock, but so when I heard it, as one of the 7 songs, I thought, wow, so somebody else went for the punk rock sound.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And also her drummer is one of my good friends. So yeah, I'm rooting for them,
I will interview Annabelle later today, but
Nice.
I think that Annabelle reminds me a little bit of Olivia Rodrigo. I think
Oh yeah, I've heard that before. I've heard that comparison before.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, the rock sound is making a comeback.
Yeah.
And I think it truly is. So, it's about time you heard some wild guitars on the big stages more than in the last decade, maybe. So I'm definitely a fan of that.
Yeah. So that was everything. Good luck on Thursday. Maybe.
Thank you.
We don't know what's going to happen, but thank you for having me today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Goodbye.
All right.